this weekend we will light the second candle of Advent. It is sometimes called the Bethlehem candle or the peace candle. And in the teaching this week, I talked about how Jesus came to be our peace. In fact, in Isaiah 9:6, it says that Jesus was going to be the Prince of Peace. And in the teaching, I talked about two different kinds of peace that Jesus came to bring. He brought peace with God, where he restored man's relationship with God. And because of Jesus, we now have access to the creator of the universe, the mighty God. But he also came to bring the peace of God, which is that just supernatural peace that really goes beyond our understanding or our any explanation. And it is a soul that is at rest and calm despite the storms that rage around it. And Jesus came to bring those two kinds of peace. But he also called us to be peacemakers. And I want to talk about that for a few minutes as we talk about this second candle. And as you light that this weekend, I want you to think not only about the peace that Jesus brought, but our role when it comes to peace. There's two verses I want to read you today. Romans 12:18 says, if possible, as far as it depends on you, live at peace with everyone. There's also a verse in Proverbs about peace. It's Proverbs 12:20, and it says this, deceit is in the hearts of those who plot evil, but those who promote peace have joy. Peace promoters. I kind of like the sound of that. And I have a feeling that your holiday gatherings, as well as mine, could use some peace promoters. And so what does it mean to be a peacemaker? Well, being a peacemaker does not mean that you are a doormat, that you avoid conflict at all cost, that you just try to keep the peace. That's really not a peacemaker. Now, I probably should throw this in here. It also doesn't mean that you go looking for conflict, because that's not a peacemaker either. So what is a peacemaker? Well, a peacemaker is someone who is actively seeking to reconcile man to God and to each other. And when a peacemaker walks into a room, they just exude calmness and love and mercy, kindness, patience. Basically, they exude the fruit of the Spirit. Peacemakers, they show grace. They look for goodness. Peacemakers are those who mediate disputes. They improve understanding. They seek reconciliation. Peacemakers bring unity. And what would it look like for us to go into this holiday season with a spirit of peace? And I know that we all have different situations. We all have different family dynamics. It's going to look unique for each one of us. But my prayer is that during this Advent season, especially this week, as we're reflecting on peace, that we would not only experience and cling tightly to the peace that Jesus gives us, but that we would also share that peace with those around us. And as we go to Jesus and we spend time with him and he fills us with his peace, that it would just overflow and splash out of us onto other people. Because I know that this world desperately needs peace. There's people in my life who desperately need peace. And it needs to start with me. It needs to start with you. So as you light that second candle this weekend, I want you to reflect on that, to reflect on the peace that Jesus made available to you, and then what it would look like for you to turn around and to share that peace with those in your circle of influence. I hope you'll join me next week as we look at the third candle of Advent, and I will see you then.